What's going on? Welcome back to the Keeper Reet YouTube channel. With your host J Scott Drifts and my favourite car that we own, the AU100 Falcon that looks like a chaser, except it doesn't have its front bar on it right now, so you probably can't tell. But anyway, exciting times for the AU100. The last video we did, we were probably breaking down all the money we've spent on it, so we thought we'd go ahead and spend just a little bit more money on it. Yeah, this thing's going to be getting a Haltech ECU and a tune, so that's spicy. The J3 chip did as well. The car ran really well, but considering how far the car's snowballed, I think it deserves to get a standalone ECU and get tuned up properly. So that's what we're going to do. Corey actually welded on the elbow on the turbo that we didn't get time to do before summer nats, so we won't melt any more silicons. Tali has also installed a clutch pedal out of a BA Falcon, so because we robbed the Melwood clutch pedal kit to put in the ute, so we put that in. I don't know how easy it was. I don't think it was that easy, so I wouldn't recommend, but that's that. Yeah, she's pretty much ready to go. So without further ado, over here we have the beautiful Haltech. Oof, my favorite, the beautiful Elite 750. It's gorgeous. It's tiny. It's the size of my hand. But this is what we're going to be using in the AU. It smells like power. So yeah, we're going to be installing this with the help of something from one of our good friends, Bill Hooten from Hooten Harnesses. He's whipped us up a gorgeous patch loom. So Bill over at Hooten Harnesses makes these for a living to suit any application and almost any ECU. The dude's a bloody wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
The masterpiece, he whipped us up last night, mind you. So yeah, obviously our AU loom engine harness will plug straight in there. This will plug into our Elite 750. And then he's installed CAN barra, so that will run our dash and it can control AC, I think. He's also added a couple wires for an anti-lag switch if we want to shoot flames. We've got our spare AVIs deutshed up for us. Super convenient. I'm a big fan of what he's done here, but yeah, our AVIs are deutshed up here so we can wire in any sensors we want to run there. So stock motor, not going to be hooking up any sensors because I don't care. If it blows up and we build an Intech, then we're going to be using that for some oil pressure and safeties like that. We've also got a CAN bus plug here, so we could hook a wideband controller kit from Haltech straight into that. It's pretty gangster. We also have some Deutsch plugs here for our coil packs. We're going to be using a RB igniter that we had laying around to fire our standard AU coil packs. That's all pre-configured. We worked that out with Bill, told him what we wanted to do. This is one of the solutions he offers. So yeah, we got our RB igniter deutshed up. That plugs into there, that plugs into there, and that will give our coil packs juice. I have a vague understanding of why we need the igniter. I'm pretty sure it's because the AU standard ECU has built-in igniters, whereas your Haltech standalone ECU doesn't, because generally when you run most modern engines, they have a coil pack which has a built-in igniter on top, so all you need is power and switch, whereas these run a igniter. The coil pack thing doesn't have an igniter, it runs leads. Oh no, I'm not a wizard. Bill Hooten is though. So that's sick. Everything's plug and play, so we're going to go ahead, plug it all in, download a base map that Bill's hooked us up with for our injectors and stuff, and then she should fire right up. And we've got a vacuum line run into the footwell because we're going to be running the built-in map sensor on the ECU, and we'll still be using the aftermarket map sensor and the intake manifold to do our intake air temperature. And I've installed a MAC valve to do electronic boost control, which through Bill's patch loom uses the factory O2 wires. Hope you're still following along, but that's convenience.
That's convenience.
Tap it in, and then we can get this thing on a trailer and down to checkered tuning See how much power we can get out of the beast. Hello. So if you're new to the channel, you're not aware on the setup, and you want to be aware because you want to guess the power figure in the comments below before you see the final power figure. It's an unopened 300,000K Intech, so I think the valve springs, head gasket and head bolts might be limiting, but we're going to find the limits, that's for sure. We got 1000cc injectors, we got a Hypergear ATR 45 turbo that will provide as much boost as you bloody like. 6-boost manifold, turbo smart 45mm wastegate, PWR intercooler, and it's got an 044 fuel pump in the back and a surge tank. It's basically everything you need for a bloody good time. So I don't see why we can't make 300 kilowatt and all the torque in the world. Just depends when the valve springs start to give us valve float. When the valves start doing that, we're in trouble. But maybe we'll even get 350 kilowatt. I'm gonna go for a modest guess. Let's go 320 kilowatts. Send it. Tali?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That thing, if the clutch holds up, that thing's got all the juices. All the juices.
Clutch in it.
Yeah, I was making a joke because we roasted the last two. I reckon it'll go good. It's packed with a whole lot of.
That's Tali's guess.
Packed with
Yeah,
a
it'll
whole
go
lot
good.
of love.
Just give us a figure, brother.
What the U ended up making 380.
The U with an RV in it.
Yeah, I'm trying to feel out the figures here.
320. Yeah.
That was 320 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it'll easy make the same. I'm gonna go 330. Let's put it in, lock it in there, Adam. 330.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Alright, that's enough of that. Let us know what you think it's going to make in the comments before watching the rest of the video. And yeah, let's get this spicy patch lumen ECU in there. Make some noise.
I wish I could float. yeah, make it float.
Absolute child. Woo! That's a Haltech Elite 750 in an AU Falcon. Obviously, we're going to have to do something about all of this. But, look at that. Plugged into the AU loom. Got our igniter plugged in. Our ECU. Our vac line. It's all plugged in and beautiful. We've got some spare stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. Uploaded the base map that Bill sent me. Hoot and Harnesses. Make sure you go check out Hoot and Harnesses if you want any sort of custom looms for Falcons or anything really. Dude's a bit of a wizard. But yeah, not gonna lie. Already fired it up and I know it works, but I'll show you anyway. Would you have a listen to that? Not bad. That's a crispy sounding Intech. That's it. She's already on E85. Time to give her a fill up with some fresh stuff, and yeah, we'll get this thing down to checker tuning and run it up. It's going to be spicy. How could I forget the most important part? Stackers. Hoot and Harnesses. The L for Hoot and Harness as well.
King.
Gang.
Gotta support the boys. Hootin'. Oof. Hoot and Harnesses. Amazing. Anyway, that's it. We'll see you on the dyno.
Alright, testing this thing's working. She's working. Alright, we are back. Doing our thing. Doing things. I'm on the camera right now. That's great. Alright, just come down, check a tuning. Got ourselves the AU100 here, as we can see. We're gonna see if we can't make some better numbers.
I've just been trying to get some, better numbers.
So hopefully Trent can do a little bit of tickling on the computers and make our valves tickle a little bit, because that's what we want to do. All right, I'll give you guys an update in a minute. Let's see how we're going in there. Knock, knock. Hello, hello. We're back once again. Say hello to the camera.
I didn't even say. So you're holding that. Usually it's on a stick.
Yeah, exactly. No, not this one. we're running something new this time.
Yeah, Trent's taking off the R33 in there.
Yep.
Yeah, ready to go.
It's all gonna go down in here. We're gonna do the thing. Oh no!
Part of the hang gang now.
I think we're looking for limits. We're asking you to find the limit on it. And if
As in like the inside on the outside limits or just before the inside's in there?
I think our thoughts are the valve's probably going to start floating.
Is it all stock? Complete stock engine?
No.
No.
It is.
We haven't had that happen before.
It's 100% stock.
We've had people tell us that the engines were built so Trent could push it and then find out that it's actually
Oh, we got to do that next time. All right, 100%. I'm running with it next time for sure. Jesse just mentioned the other day, I might be completely on the wrong path here, but someone was saying that hopefully the top end should be good for like 300.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know who that was though. And, yeah.
Yeah, look, I've actually made 300 on these stock bottom ends. I just don't know how long that they would last in drifting at that much.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to be getting some abuse, so.
You can always creep it up. You can never go backwards once it's inside out.
Yeah.
Favorite part of being here.
Estimate too much power.
Yeah, so you just double check the base timing and it was fine.
Perfect.
Yeah. She's too good. That's the problem. She's just too good. 280 gate pressure, 4,000 RPM.
A little optimistic.
Yeah. I mean, if Jesse was here, I'm sure he'd be telling you to push it, but yeah.
He doesn't have to clean up the floor.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really feel like sticking around to clean up all the oil.
Clean up on aisle 7.
Clean up on aisle 5.
Clean up on aisle fill.
And waste all your time, so. Luckily, Trent here had some springs for our gate, thank God, so I don't have to run all the way back to the workshop and then run back and waste his time. So we're gonna replace the springs.
Probably put 6 or 7 in there, I reckon, to start with. Because we can always bring it up with the controller. Whereas at the moment, I just can't get it down to where I'm comfortable.
Change the spring pressure, see if we can get it working how we want it, and then we can control it electronically, which is the idea anyway. You're our issue at the moment. Alright, so we're thinking that what was in it was a 7, and now we're putting in a 5, but it was definitely running more than 7 PSI, so that's a little bit confusing. What are the things just off the top of your head would you think that is?
Gate placement. I thought it might have been being a little bit retarded in timing, but I added 3 or 4 degrees and it didn't change boost, so I think it's just gate placement.
So if you've got the gate placed in in a non-optimal spot, it's not going to get the flow that it needs to push it open?
Yeah, it'll be priority turbo instead of priority gate.
Yeah.
So it really does want to make power. I mean, that's good and bad.
It's a blessing and a curse.
See how we go now.
Yeah, let's see if that makes it a bit easier for us.
Climbing.
Made like 330, 340 kilowatts.
Yeah, and that was still under 5,000, wasn't it? 4.5. Well, at least she's making some puppies, but yes, and still no fix. Yeah, so you're saying best bet now is either a 50 or a 60 mil gate?
50 or 60 mil gate, yeah. So mechanically, no matter where we pick up boost from, dropping spring pressure down hasn't made a difference. So yeah, it's just priority turbo. No matter what we do, it just wants to keep carrying on. Like that last run, it made like 325 at like 5 grand. It's just way too much. And the boost is still going up at 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, and that last run it still only hit about 15 PSI, didn't it?
That's the boost curve there. So you can see it cracks at spring pressure, which is like 6 or 7, or 5, 6, 7, but it just keeps going up at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Which is great for power, but it's going to make 400 kilowatts and make a mess on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a recipe for disaster there, that Reet. It ended up making heaps of powers. It made like 335 at about 4,500 RPM or 4,000 RPM, which is sick. We really like that, but the poor little baby rods in the bottom of that motor are definitely not gonna like anything past that. We've tried everything that we can mechanically. The wizard over here has put all his expertise to use and still no good. So definitely need bigger gate, which means we'll just be booking in for another tune. And we're taking this one back. Potentially doing some welding on the exhaust, on the manifold. Get a bigger gate on there and get back in here.
It'll be sweet.
And it'll be sweet that time.
Yeah.
And now
everything else is rectified, and most of the tuning's done, so it shouldn't take too long. It's literally just a matter of cleaning everything up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get this cleaned up and then come in, and it should be a nice, easy process to just clean up the top end.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, once again, thank you.
No worries. Have fun.
Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't get it 100%, but that's just how it is.
At least we know it's going to make power, and it's not misfiring, so
yeah, that's
one
just
less
mechanical issues. Anyway, cool.
All good.
Have it, man. Thank you.
Later.
Once again, just want to say a massive thank you to Checker Tuning, obviously. I've only met Trent and Kat once before, and like, they're the nicest people on the planet. Already, they treat me like they've known me for years. Just super genuine, and he really does put in a good job. Even helped me put the car on the trailer, so it doesn't get much better than that. So yeah, massive thank you to them. We will be back once again and see if we can actually blow this thing up this time. I was kind of disappointed when he just said, all right, yeah, we better dumb it down. No, we better not dumb it down. Let's blow it up. If it wasn't his floor, that thing would have been toast. But not today.
Road again, road again.
You may think that all of that happiness was because Creedence Clearwater Revival and Willie Nelson make good music, but it's not the case. Let me let you in on a little secret. KeepItReet.com, mate. KeepItReet.com. All the glory that I'm wrapped up in right now.
Do we even sell that hoodie, or are they sold out?
Is it still in? We only
Don't know. Maybe they'll have to go over to the website and have a look.
Maybe there'll be something.
KeepItReet.com!
Yeah, maybe there'll be something even better by now, because that's what we do.
Where do we get those beanies from?
You
2 weeks later.
Hello, I'm here again. We're doing it again. It's about 2 weeks later. As you can see, we are ready to go. We're headed back to Checker Tuning. We're gonna see if we can't have a bit better luck than last time. The wastegate last time was just that little bit too small.
Well, it's too small. Too small. Too small. Too small.
Wasn't flowing good enough for all the juices, all the horsies, all the puppies that want to come out of this thing. So, we've rectified that issue. Shut up, Corey! It's rectified. So, hopefully this time, it happens to go a little bit more smooth. We're gonna be taking this thing to Friday Night Drift for all you guys. Yes, that's right. It's not doing it for me. Not doing it for Jason or Adam. We're doing it for you guys. We're taking it down. Friday Night Drift. This thing's gonna be shredding around Calder Park. So let's see if we can't run up some good numbers to give you guys a good smoke show. All right, I'll give you an update when we're there and see what kind of figures we can make. We're back and we're doing it. Where are we? We're at Checker Tuning. We're here again.
More power.
It's only been, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks. But yeah, we got Friday Night Drift coming up, so we definitely want our car running perfect. And we have just the man for the job, don't we? So that's the idea. Hopefully it runs a tiny bit smoother than last time. It already went pretty smooth, but yeah, got a bigger gate on there. So hopefully that's all that we have to deal with. Say hi to the camera, Kurt. Hello, hello.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're
sweet.
here for another one.
We're standing,
Rip it.
standing under her very top secret. Ah!
Got gate now.
Yeah, round 2.
Was it a prick to change it all?
No, Corey did it. I didn't do it, but it seemed like it was okay.
Nearly tore your grill off again.
Second time's a charm. Car felt like it was running pretty good as far as everything other than the gate.
Yeah, no, it was perfect other than the fact that it just wanted to creep boost, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we took it for a little test drive and it felt good. It was holding around 7, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we can always bring it up, but if we can't drop it, then it's a bit bit sketchy.
I don't know if it was perfect, but it wasn't. It wasn't just spiking after the
Even if it's got a little creep, it's fine. A couple of pounds fine, but all right. I'll get it on.
See if we can't make some numbers.
Into slow motion. Did a good job at tickling the old slow motion button right at the top next to the record button, and that was great. You guys should definitely go down and buy one of those Kangang beanies because that kept me so warm in that windy ass dyno room. Excellent, super stretchy for anyone's big heads. We're straight into some runs. So he's done all his little tests. And at the end you get some pops and bangs, but you guys don't get to experience it unless you come down on Friday night. We got manifold pressure here. It spikes up, goes up to like 10 pound, and then it drops straight down. That's when the gate wants to open. And then our little job here for the Mac valve that we've put in is to make sure that that keeps rising and that the gate stays closed. You can see where it opens and then the Mac valve closes it, there's a massive dip. And that's really aggressive on the motor and stuff, and you don't want that dip. So Trent's job is to just smooth that line out there, and you'll see at the end of the video it becomes a gradual line as opposed to such aggressive drop in manifold pressure there, which is not good. Oof, here we get onto a second run. This run was when we were getting a bit more power and I was feeling it. And then when you're in that dyno room, you can feel everything vibrating. It's still so loud with your earmuffs on, you can feel it throughout your chest. Here you can see the torque curve is actually looking really nice. It's very gradual, up and then down, which still drops off pretty hard, but it's very smooth. Here you can see manifold pressure again. Before it start, you can see that was really aggressive. You can still see where it goes up the same, but instead of doing that really aggressive spike and then drop, we don't have any drop anymore. It's just a gradual work its way up, all the way up to, I think we ended up reaching around 14 PSI. Oh, here we go. My favorite part of the dyno. Gotta be that big ass air vent from the top. You feel like you're getting a big warm hug from Mother Earth herself. But yes, it's like a massive hug from oxygen. And then we transition straight onto me being Harry Potter. And right at the end of the session, wait a second, we're missing something. We're missing flames. We need aggression and flames coming out of there. So we got Trent to jump back in the car, and now we have some nice sparks and some flames coming out of that exhaust, which is going to be awesome for Friday night drifts. Corey could feel it from outside the dyno room, so she was definitely popping and banging. And here we are. Who would have thought? I'm not actually in the dyno room. I'm sitting here and I'm moving at normal speeds. I don't know how I do it, but I think it's because I'm not the one manning the camera this time. It went very smoothly. We had actually very minimal issues, which is surprising when you go to the dyno. If you guys have dynoed your cars before, you know you're gonna have issues. Trent knows exactly what he's doing and knows exactly what he's talking about, so it makes us a lot easier for us to not waste his time and not waste our time. But yes, went really well. Pushed the car as hard as we wanted to, and super happy with the results, super happy with how it sounds, super happy with how it feels, and we want you to experience it. We're doing all of this for you guys. Yeah, now the car is done. We don't have to play any more with it. We're gonna see how hard we can thrash that thing before it blows up, and we're gonna do that this Friday. We'll see you there.